Cheap Not Broke fam, thank you for tuning back into the channel. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Each and every subscription helps. Hit that button. Broke fam, what's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday. It's time for the Wednesday rant. What's going on? I am back. I was dealing with that whole flight situation, but I am back. I have made it safely back. Oh man, it's been it's been crazy flying last day. Delays. There's been a lot of delays and stuff, but hey, listen, this is not the time to complain about no delays. Just be happy you made it. Just be happy you made it. Okay. If y'all flying, please be safe. And look, just be grateful you're getting to where you gotta go safe. There's a whole lot going on with flying right now. So God bless everybody that's flying. I hope you arrive to your destination safe. All right, let's get into it. It's time for the Wednesday rant. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Wednesday rant. And as you know, today's topic is, what if you get fired? What if you get fired, man? Because as you know, it's been a lot of job cuts. It's been a lot of cuts from the federal government. Been a lot of layoffs. It's not that shit happens all the time. It happens all the time. However, it's been a lot more prevalent lately. It's been a whole lot more of that going on lately than it usually has. So, I just wanted to get into that. I wanted to actually rant about it, because, man, it's just, it's very disturbing to me how people are very unsympathetic to those people losing jobs. It's like, oh man, I'm happy for the budget cuts. Yeah, they should cut back on the government. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Yes, I'm gonna drop some F-bombs tonight. Yes, I am. Who cares? I mean, damn. I don't give a damn what the government do. It ain't affecting me. It ain't affecting. Unless y'all gonna cut my federal taxes, I don't give a damn. I don't care. But I do not like to see people lose their jobs. I know how tough it is to get a new job. I know how tough it is to start a new job. I know how tough it is to be in between jobs. It is not fun. It is not easy. And it is definitely something that we got to talk about. And if this does happen to you, what do you do about it? How do you prepare for it? Can you prepare for it? Life throws a lot of curveballs at you. And now it's been a tough couple months. Whoever you voted for, I don't give a damn. The government's the government. It's like, I'm Democratic, Republican, I'm for, Biden, Kamala Harris, Trump. It don't matter. The government's screwing over everybody. It doesn't matter. It's crazy how people believe in the politician more than the policies. I say this all the time. Believe in the policy, not the politician. These people are rich, wealthy people. America has turned into an oligarchy, where the wealthy run the country. It's been like that. The companies have been running the country. I forget what year was that the law passed. Let me see. Let me look that up really quick. When did companies get the same rights as humans? Humans. Because that was the whole thing. Companies got the same right. Okay. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Right here. Here we go. Here we go. Expansion of corporate rights, 20th and 21st century. Our time, courts have expanded corporate personhood to include freedom of speech. Citizens United versus FEC 2010 gave corporations the right to spend unlimited money on political campaigns. Religious rights, Burrow versus Hobby, allowed certain corporations to deny contraceptive. We don't care about that. This is what I'm looking for. Freedom of speech, Citizens United versus FEC, 2010. That's what I care about. Critics argue that treating corporations as individually allows wealthy entities to influence politics and avoid accountability, while supporters claim it protects businesses from government overreach. Listen, ain't no government overreach when you got that kind of money. When you have billions of dollars. You got the lawyers. You can lawyer up and go do whatever the hell you want. You can go have dinner with your senator, with a governor, with a congressman, with anybody from. You can get to these people. You can get to them. You have enough money to reach them and have a conversation with them. Your average American has no influence on government. None. But get back to the job loss. A lot of people are losing their jobs, and this is a time where you're gonna have to tighten up a little bit. You're gonna have to tighten up. A lot of uncertainty with people's unemployment. A lot of uncertainty with employment right now. A lot of uncertainty. A lot of people are just losing their jobs. And let me tell you something. A lot of people live in check to check to check. A lot of people do not have cash reserves. I always hear this. Most Americans can't afford a $500 or $600 expense. If they had something that happened in their life that cost them $500-$600, they don't have it. Now, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know one thing. You got to prepare for the winter. Winter is coming. This is the winter. You got the winter, spring, and fall. Right now, it's the winter. And you live differently than winter than the summer. You need a coat. It costs more. The winter costs more than the summer. You need a coat. You need boots. You need more clothes. You got to, heat costs the same as an AC. But the winter is a little tougher. It's not as comfortable. You can't just kick it outside. You don't go to the pool. And you got to prep for the winter in the fall. And then the spring, spring and summer. Listen, it's tough. It's tough right now. I feel sorry for all the people who are losing their jobs. I feel sorry for those people because you didn't plan this. Somebody just got their damn house. You got to pay that mortgage. You got kids in college. You got a car payment, car insurance. Got to pay for the internet. A lot of things that you got to pay for. And the fact that a lot of people just live check to check to check, it's going to make it tough. Think about all these people who work for the federal government. They've been working there for 10, 15 years. And did you have any reason to fear losing your job? No, because you're funded by tax dollars. A lot of the federal agencies are funded by tax dollars. And tax dollars come from the federal government, which means it comes out people's check. The government doesn't make any money, but the government will send them people with them guns to your house to kick your door down and make you pay. That's what they got. That's what they can do. And that's what they will do if you don't pay. They're going to send them people to your house, knock on your door, and they're going to drag your ass out. That's what they have. And a lot of this has to do with the fact that, it's not just Trump's in office. Like, people can lose their jobs, but are you prepared? Are you prepared to deal with this? Do you have enough money to pay rent for 6 months, 3 months? Did COVID not teach us anything? Come on now. COVID was just 5 years ago. COVID was in 2020. A lot of people lost their jobs. And yes, there was a stimulus package out there. But did it save everybody? No. I don't think there's no employment. They're not going to raise unemployment like they did during COVID. You remember during COVID, they upped unemployment. So a lot of people were making more unemployment than they were on their regular job. I had a job. So during COVID, before COVID happened, I got fired from a job back in June of 2019. I lost my job back in June of 2019. That's when I lost my job. And I decided not to go back to work. I said, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to run a business. I had my company, my financial literacy company, Stress Money Less, where I teach people how to manage and improve their credit. I was not doing credit repair because that's a whole nother business. I was teaching people how to read their credit report, basically teaching you to do the work. How do you read your credit report? How do you budget? How do you budget? And how do you keep yourself out of a situation where you're in bad credit? Because if you're in bad credit, you overextended yourself. Well, how you get bad credit? You didn't pay. You didn't pay somebody or fraud. That's it. That's the only way you're going to get bad credit. You don't pay or it's fraud and somebody put some stuff on your account that you shouldn't be there. But that's it. Other than that, you're straight. So I was making sure I was teaching people that. I took off 6 months. I was living off unemployment. I got quite a bit of money from my job. I got a severance. And I had some money saved. And I was making money off of unemployment. And I was, living off of the money that I had. Now, of course, my rent wasn't much. In my apartment I used to live in, my rent was $800, so it's just nothing. I had to come up with $200 a week. Okay, that's not that bad. So I was able to do it. I was able to ride it out for 6 months on an unemployment, and I was able to spend some time learning my business because running a business is not easy. You got to learn a lot about business itself. It doesn't matter what you do. You can know how to bake cakes, but can you run a business? It's different. It's one thing being like you can't be the chef and run the restaurant. Two different jobs. Two different jobs. Totally different job. And a lot of times when you have a skill set, it's different than running the whole company. Now you got to worry about marketing. You got to worry about operations. You got to worry about finance. You got to worry about sales. You got to worry about 4 or 5 different departments versus just doing your job. So during that time, I had to spend a lot of time learning these things. And I was able to, get on unemployment, and it paid me enough to learn. So I was getting paid to learn. Now, when COVID kicked back off, when COVID started, I found another job. I like, okay, this is enough. I got to get back to it because I'm not really making enough to really make it. And I found a job, but everybody else was getting on unemployment, making all this damn money, and I was working. But when all that ran out, I was still working. But the point of the matter is, I had enough money to make it. And unemployment in California is $450 a week. It's about $900 every 2 weeks. I was able to do that, make some money on the side, doing some comedy. The business didn't pull in nowhere near enough money to pay me. I never took home a salary or anything like that. I just made enough money to keep the lights on. I had to pay for, all these businesses cost all this software. Had to get keep the website running. Had to pay for, a lot of subscriptions. I just had to pay to keep the business going. So I was able to weather the storm, and it taught me a lot. I was able to I basically took a sabbatical. But a lot of people, when you get fired, you're not prepared for that. You don't just say, oh, man, I lost my job. I'm just going to take off 6 months. You got to have some money for that. And I remember during COVID, a lot of people were running out of money the first 2 months. Ran out of money, didn't have anything else. They didn't have any cash reserves. You can't do that. Now, here's what I did do. I downsized. I stopped eating out. I didn't travel anywhere. I did travel. I went to my school's homecoming, but I was able to get, from, I'm a flight king. I'm good at catching them flights for the cheap. I was able to get from California to North Carolina to Florida, back to California. I did that for like $300. I went to, I flew on Spirit. I went to the airlines to buy my tickets because it was cheaper to do it that way. I just did a lot of things different. Wasn't working. Didn't have to drive into the job, so I wouldn't spend that much money on gas. And during that time, I was the Small Business Association was having workshops, so I was going to the workshops, learning. I was able to do that. So during that time, I had already mastered how to do this because I worked a lot of contract jobs, and a lot of contract jobs they'll just let you go. Some of the jobs they tell you you're gonna be there 6 months. They'll let you go in 3 months. It happens. And they just tell you on a Friday. Hell, they'll tell you on a Tuesday. I had one job. Let me go at lunch break. I went off. I had a key card. Went to lunch break and said, "Oh, don't worry about it. They tricked me. They fooled me." It said, "Oh, the door. You can leave your key card." I said, "Okay." They said, "Oh, don't worry about your key card. You can leave it here. We'll let you back in." I left out the building. Went to lunch. Came back. Doors locked. Got an email from my Then my agency called me. So, "Hey man, they're gonna let you go." I'm like, "Well, where's my stuff?" "Oh, they said your stuff is out the desk with security." They let me go at lunch break. I had no plans on this. Super frustrated. So as all these things kept happening, I started learning how to manage my money because sometimes there would be a gap between, a 1 month. Sometimes there would be a week. Sometimes it'd be 2 months between jobs, and I was going crazy. So I had to really learn how to manage my money, and that's where I am now. I'd stopped working. I had a contract job. I was working in October. It ended in October, and I didn't pick up another job till January. But I was cool because the job I had, you're getting paid 30 days later. So I was able to make money. A couple months later, I got paid, 4 or 5 times. And the money from October ran out in February. So by the time I got a new job, I still had money paying everything off. I was able to pay my rent and able, still get through Christmas and all this other stuff. So unemployment, a lot of that has to do when you lose your job. You got to really know how to manage your money. You really, really do. You mind the downsides. One thing I learned from that situation is always keep your credit cards paid off because them credit card bills will kick you in the teeth. They'll kick you right in the ass. You got to keep the credit cards low. You can't have a lot of credit card debt because that's a lot of money they're paying out that you can just keep for other things. You got to learn how to cook at home. You can't eat out. You can't, you got to learn how to maintain. You got to learn how to maintain. And a lot of people have never lost a job. I'm sure some of these federal employees have been working these jobs for 10, 12, 15 years. Unfortunately, some of the people who are on 2 years probation, they let them go. And what do you do about that? Like, damn, only been 2 years. And sometimes it is a little bit of gap between your job. So you got to really, really learn how to take care of your money and manage if you lose your job. Now, one of the best things you can do is downsize. Cut off some subscriptions, cut off some software, and really realize, man, am I overextending myself? Because it's easy. When you know that money's coming every 2 weeks, people get down to their last dollar. I remember I used to do it back in my younger days in college. Sometimes I get down, I wasn't making a lot of money, but I get down to my last $40 before I got paid again. And boy, is that 2 weeks long. But as time goes on, as more situations happen to me, I learn how to manage my damn money. And you got to prepare for this stuff. Now, I'm well prepared. Like this time in August, I was prepared. Of course, it was a contract job. I was expecting that job to run until December 31st, January 1st. It ended in October. It ended early. They're like, get your black ass out of here. So I had to go. But I was able to continue the way I was getting paid net 30 days later. So the money was rolling in month after month for a couple months later, and I was able to make it work out. But like I said, I stopped eating out in September. So I stopped eating out. I went about 3-4 months without eating. No, I went about 4 or 5 months without eating out. I didn't eat out from September till December. I stopped eating out. Cut those expenses. I put everything on a spreadsheet, budget. You got to learn. Call it what you want. A budget, money management, whatever. You got to know what's coming in, what's going out. And a lot of people, when I was helping them understand their credit report, I'm like, I was helping people with their budgets. I'm like, why you spend all this money on this trash? This is a lot of garbage. There's a lot of money that's being spent that doesn't need to be spent. People are just spending money on bullshit. You got to learn this stuff. Losing a job is not easy. And you can't live off your credit cards. You cannot. You can't. Now you're playing with your credit. You can't live off your credit card. You lose your job, you can't. I'm telling you, you can't live off your credit cards. And if your cards are all charged up, you can't live off of them anyway. You can't. One thing I did, let me tell you what I did. I put my credit cards in the safe. I locked them away. I put them up. I said, you know what? Let me take these things out of my wallet. Yes, I'm all about the credit card points. Yes, I like getting all my points. I'm very, very, very astute when it comes to getting credit card points. I'm very good at that. But I said, you know what? For right now, I'm not making any big purchases right now. Let me put all this stuff up. Put it all away. And it helped me manage my credit card bill. Because I didn't need no $400 coming in, having to pay that, and I wasn't making that kind of money. So, a lot of situations have taught me how to manage my money. Now I know how to weather the storm. I lose a job. I got money. I got the FU money. Not really. I got that F money. I don't have the FU. I don't have the whole all's better. I just got an F. I got to get the rest of the word. But I got a little bit. And like I said, every time this happens, I've learned more and more and more. When you lose your job, let me tell you something also. You lose your insurance. Now, I don't have children, so I don't have any kids that are dependent on that insurance. When you got kids, you got to have insurance for them. Now, I don't know how the situation happens. Is the state picks it up. I'm not 100% sure if the state's going to pick it up if you lose your insurance or not. But some people, when you lose your job, you lose your insurance. And then you got kids. You got to take them to the doctor's appointment. You still want them to be healthy. You still want them to have all this stuff. But if they don't, what do you do about that? What do you do? Because that's one of the toughest things about losing your job is losing that health insurance. Me, personally, when I had a job, I was working for 2 years. That ran out. Working for a startup company, ran out. But we were on notice for like a year, like a whole year. I just happened to be in the finance department. I knew the company was going to collapse pretty soon. I didn't know when. I was looking for a new job. Couldn't find one. So what, I'm going to just jump ship? Like, well, I'm just going to have to wait till the ship sink and I'm going to swim my ass to shore. But I'm not going to jump off prematurely. I'm like, nah, I'm going to see how, I'm just going to ride it out because I just need to keep getting this money. So when everything did go, I was able to keep my health insurance for 2 more months, find something else. Health insurance is another thing. Anything that you can pay off, pay it off. Like right now, I bet a lot of people are wishing they spent their money different. A lot of people overextended themselves during Christmas. Spent too much money during Christmas. You get, whatever. It's birthdays, anniversaries, all kind of stuff. Peer pressure. Peer pressure got you spending all your money. That's crazy. You can't do that. You can't do that, especially in times like right now. People are getting laid off left and right. A lot of people getting laid off from the tech sector. Meta had a bunch of layoffs. Um, who else had a layoff? Of course, federal government's laying off people. A lot of DEI programs have ended, so they might fire you, which makes me wonder, like, why are so many people happy about DEI? Unless you're a wealthy white man, you're part of the class. You're part of the class, especially white women. I don't know what you're thinking. You're a minority too. They'll fire your ass as well. So I don't know why these people are happy about this, and I just can't understand why people are happy for people losing their jobs. Government cuts, I don't care, but I don't want to see people lose their job, and that messes up the economy. If you're a small business owner, if people lose their job, think about this: you own a sandwich shop in D.C., and a lot of the federal workers are being let go. A lot of the federal employees were coming to buy sandwiches from you on lunch break. Now they're not. That's going to affect your business too. This is a domino effect. Domino effect. Okay, well, you know what? We want federal budget cuts. Okay, great. You work for a company that the federal government spends a lot of money with. A lot of those employees spend a lot of money with. Now, the revenue's not coming in. Now you're on the chopping block. But you were cheering for everybody's government cuts. Everybody's affected. It affects everybody. Unless you're a rich, wealthy person, you're affected. So this whole, I want the cutbacks and all this, but you got to think about it as a whole. One person loses their job. That's a person that was spending money with your company. Now your company's not making that money. Now you get cut too. Or you want the budget cuts to happen. Fine. It happens to your sibling. Your sibling's out of work now. Now your niece and nephew don't have no insurance. Everybody is affected some way, somehow, by this situation. And just to be sitting out here happy for people losing their jobs is insane. We're in a situation now where people want people to lose their jobs. Something happened. I'm going to tell your employer, I'm going to get you fired. Why would you want to get somebody fired? Why? I would never try to get nobody's job taken. Maybe you need to get some training or something, but I'm just not that kind of person. I'm not going to anybody's employer to try to get them fired. No, because I've been fired myself. I know how it feels. And it's not easy when you lose that money, when you lose that job. And it's hard to find a new job. It's hard to find a new job. It's really hard because now all you guys, that 8x11 resume, 8x11. That's it. You got a resume. The people don't talk to you. The 8x11 piece of paper is what's going to determine if you get an interview or not. That's all you got. So here you are. You lost your job. Now you got a sheet of paper that's going to try to get you to the next spot. That's all you got. You don't get to record a video and send the video in. You might get a cover letter. Okay, great. But you don't get to record some voice. Hello, my name is Malcolm, and I am an amazing accountant. If you hire me, I can do this. I can do that. You don't get to give no personality. Your resume has no personality. None. It just tells what you did. It doesn't always speak to what you could do. Your cover letter can do that if you have one. But it doesn't always speak what you can do. You don't always be able to get somebody on the phone. And then I don't know if you look for a job lately. You get on LinkedIn. You get on Indeed. I hate LinkedIn because LinkedIn will show 400 or 500 people already applied for the job. It's discouraging. Why the hell would I apply for a job 200 people already applied for? What are my chances? And I've talked to somebody in human resources. Sometimes with these jobs, they don't even look at your resume. They got a whole system that's scanning keywords. And if you don't hit the keywords, they throw you out. So, just to be cheering for people to lose their jobs is not great. I mean, this is America. I thought we were Americans. It's like we only come together in tragedy. It's the only time we come together is in tragedy. But for be rooting for people to be getting the government job cuts, yes, they can cut the budget. Great. But you're cheering for people to lose their jobs. I'm not for it. I'm not for it. Because that affects everybody in the economy. Because now all those people who have lost jobs, the company you work for, they depend on that revenue that those people whose jobs have lost, that they spend. Like I said, the sandwich company. All the federal workers are not coming into work no more. Sandwich company can't sell no sandwiches. Now what? You might own the sandwich company. You might own a little mom and pop restaurant. Oh, I think everybody tried federal cuts. Well, they gonna cut your ass too. So this whole thing of, wanting people to get fired is insanity. Like, why? But if you do get fired, you got to have some money set up. And if you got your job now, you see what's going on, you got to tighten your belt a little bit. You got to tighten up a little bit. Probably eat at home a little more. Pay off some stuff that you can pay off. Pay off that credit card if you can. Cut the unnecessarily fat. Cut off some of them subscriptions. How much TV are you watching? Do you need to pay for Spotify and Apple Music? Not really, because you can get everything on YouTube. You can watch YouTube and listen to music for free. You don't really have to pay for Spotify and Apple. You don't. You don't have to pay for Apple Music. You can watch Spotify. You can watch YouTube for free. You don't pay anything for that. Most people don't have cable nowadays. You can get all your information from YouTube. I don't watch ESPN. I like sports, but I don't watch ESPN. I just watch the clips. What I need to sit there and watch it live for? Just give me the clips. Give me the condensed version. I don't need all that. You got to prepare for this stuff, man. Everybody, and I know a lot of federal employees were not expecting to lose their jobs. The federal government used to be a good, safe job. Work there 20, 30 years, get a pension, great health care. They are disrupting all of that. They really are. And if you're not prepared for it, you're in trouble. And now your health insurance is gone. What are you going to do for health insurance? They're trying to cut back on Medicaid, Medicare. They're making it hard for people. Your best friend is your money and your money management. How you manage your money. That's the best thing you got going for you right now. Is how well you manage your money. You got to take care of your damn money. You got to have a little something saved up. Like they always say, you want to have 3-4 months of mortgage or rent put away. You got to have utilities, and stuff just happens sometimes. Shoot, I had to pay my car registration recently. Okay, cool. Went online, $50 processing fee. I put enough money away just for the car registration, not the damn fees. It's tough. Like I said, I lost my job. I work contract jobs. I've lost lots of jobs, and I've had to maintain. When I first moved to LA, I was working a contract job at that time, and I thought they were gonna hire me. They did not. I used to get devastated. Man, they're not hiring me. Why not? I did a good job. I don't care about none of that now. Where my money at? The money is what I care about. I don't care about the job. Jobs come and go, but the money stays. And how well you manage your money is going to determine how comfortable things are going to be for you. Some people live in these overextending themselves with their lifestyles. High ass car payment, mortgage, is what it is. Living in a bigger house that you can afford, buying new clothes, taking trips and vacations. Then, boom, money gone. Now what? Now you might be in a situation where you're going to have to take lesser pay till you can get back on your feet. And sometimes it's a little harder to climb back up that salary ladder. It is. All companies don't pay the same thing for the same position. So when you lose your job, you might get a new job, but it's not paying the same amount of money. What are you going to do? Sit on the sidelines and not take it? You're probably going to take it until you can climb back up and get back where you were. But you got to take the job. Now you don't go below your skill set. Now you know market rate. You should know the market rate, whatever your position is. Like, well, hey, I'm not, I'm an accountant. I'm not doing this for $20 an hour. Hell no. But I also try to put myself in a position where I don't have to do it for that little bit of money. You don't want to have to do it for that little bit of money. And, you got to do your best not to do it for that little bit of money. You got to put yourself in position to win. You got to put yourself in position to win. And like I said, losing jobs is not comfortable, especially when you got children. What if you paying for private school? You got private school. Lose your job now you can't afford the private school payments. Well, you might have to take them out. Some people don't want to take their kids out, and I get it. But do you miss the mortgage over private school payments? Are you late on the rent over private school payments? These are questions you got to ask yourself. Like I just mentioned, your future is on an 8x12 piece of paper. It's on the resume. You don't get to, you might can write a recruiter a letter, but it's not going to guarantee your interview. It's not. You got to prepare. These times are tough right now. Times are going to get tougher. They're going to get tougher out here. So, what are you doing? What are you doing to prepare for this stuff? Are you prepared for this stuff? You got to be smart, man. You got to be smart. You got to have a little cash. Like my dad always tells me, hey, you got to have some money for a rainy day because it's going to rain. You damn right it's going to rain. It's rained several times. But when you're in the rain, you collect the boiled water. Rain ain't bad for everybody. Some people can come up in the rain. Some people, they melt in the rain like the wicked rich. You remember Wicked Witch of the West? It's raining. Ah! She melted. Wizard of Oz. Yeah, she melted. She couldn't stand that rain. She would probably stink. Anyway, you got to prepare for these different things, man, and you never know. Look, nobody's job is safe unless you sign a contract that says if you let me go, you have to pay my remaining salary. You're not safe. You're on a 2-week agreement. 2 weeks of agreement at a time. You work, you start, you work, you get your 2-week check, and then the agreement starts all over again. That's it. You're not guaranteed your salary. If they let you go in March, you're not getting the rest of that money. The money's gone. But now, I like to ask this question. If people got their whole salary in January, how many people would make it till December? If you got your whole salary up front in January, could you make it to December? I know I could, because I know what to do. But a lot of people can't. A lot of people, oh man, I got this extra money. I'm going to go do this, do that, do this, and that. You got to give yourself a monthly budget. You got to spread that money out over 12 months. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't do that. So, if you're a person with the federal government, my heart goes out to you for losing your job. And if you voted for Trump and you lost your job, that's your fault. That's your fault. You shouldn't have picked it. But you have to vote for somebody. You're going to have to vote for somebody. The lesser of the two evils. Did I vote for him? No, I voted for Kamala Harris. But I wasn't expecting everything to be peachy either. It's the government. I'm never expecting things to be peachy. Never expecting things to be peachy. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes. If you haven't done this, do me a favor. Write your expenses down. Write your expenses down. See how much you're spending. I had a budget spreadsheet. If you need to drop a comment, I'll send it to you. Right? See how much you're really spending. How much is it costing you a month to live? And I'm just talking regular bills, not doing all the extra stuff. The stuff that you need. Rent, lights, gas, car insurance, car note, all that stuff. See how much it's really costing you a month. Most people don't know. Most people do not know how much they're costing you a month. Remember, $100,000 is $70 after taxes. We love to say, I'm making $100,000. No, you're making $70. They're taking 30% of that. And then what? That $100,000 breaks down to, after taxes, $1,500 a week. It's about $6,000 a month. What's $6,000 a month times 12? Let me see. What my calculator at? Let me pull up a calculator. What is that? What is that? I want to know. I should know. But I don't know off the top of my head. I don't want to be wrong. 6,000. You get 6,000 a month times 12 equals, I knew it, $72,000. So you get 100,000. You subtract that 30. That's $72,000. Right now, you got 100,000. Let's do 100,000. An actual 100,000 divided by 12. That's reality. How much is that? Divided by 12 equals, that's $8,000 a month. So 8,000, that's 833. 833 minus 6,000 is what? That is $2,300 that you can't account for. But everybody will make, I'm making $100,000 a month. No, the hell you're not. You're not making that kind of money. You're just not. You're not. You're not. So prepare for the rainy day. Prepare for the rainy day. You never know. Don't laugh at people. Don't make fun of people being on a chopping block. It could be you. And do you have enough money to weather the storm? Because you just don't know when you're going to get a new job. And depending on what you do for a living, everybody's skills don't transfer over to the next thing. Some people have jobs. Some people have careers. If you have a career, you can keep on moving up. You might make more money the next thing. If you got a job, maybe not. Maybe not. But please be prepared, man. Prepare for this stuff. A lot of federal employees are losing their gigs, man. And I know the people, what are they going to do now? You might have just bought a house. You move remote. What about the people, I think federal government is making everybody come back in the office. So what if you're remote? You're really far. Excuse me. You're really, really far. What are you going to do? Get a new apartment? Get an apartment where you weren't? Let's say your job was in San Francisco. You moved to Texas because of the state taxes. Now they want you to come back to San Francisco. You know how much that's going to be? That's very expensive. You might as well find something in Texas, but who knows how long it's going to take you to find something there. We don't know. We don't know, but drop a comment. Are you prepared? Are you prepared if you needed to, if your income was cut off, can you make it 3-4 months? Do you have enough money to make it 3-4 months? It's a good question to ask yourself. Can you make it 3 or 4 months with what you got in the bank? You get them last 2 checks. You might get your vacation pay. You might get severance. That's it. And you're on your own. Ask yourself that real quick. Rant. Wednesday rant. We're ranting about if you lose your job, are you prepared? What if you lose your job? Are you prepared? And you don't know when you're going to get your next one. It could be a month. It could be 6 months. You don't know. Depending on where you live. Some cities it's easier to find a job than others. You got to really be thinking about that. So, food for thought. Food for thought. Put your budget down. Write down your expenses. Rent, car note, car insurance, food. I don't know. Give yourself a just give yourself a number. Maybe $100, $200 a month, depending on how much you spend on food. And ask yourself, am I if I lost my job, can I weather this storm? Can you? You gotta know. You gotta know. All right, everybody. Wednesday rant. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Are you prepared? Can you make it happen? No, not you want it to happen, but are you in a situation where you can ride it out a little bit to the next month? I say, how do you know if you're rich? If you can lose your job, you can live the same lifestyle, if not more, and not worry about no money. Like, I got enough money, I'm good. You got to have, and I always talk about multiple streams of income. That's not reality for everybody. It sounds good in theory. Some people just got their day job. That's all they got. You got to make it work with that. You got to make it work with that. All right, let's go to some ads. We'll be right back. We're back. We're back. And like I said, I've been in this situation. I'm not just talking now. I've been in this situation many a time, many times, because work contract job, contracts in, or company folds, or you just get let go because they don't like you, or they're downsizing, whatever the case may be. Over time, me losing jobs has taught me how to manage my money. Look, man, one thing it's income tax season time. First thing, put that thing away. Put it away. Put your income tax money away. You don't need it. You've been living without it all this time. You don't need it. Put it away. Let it draw some interest for you. You got to let it draw some interest. Do something. You got to let it do something for you. But you don't want to be out there stuck, caught butt naked with nothing. You don't want to get out here butt naked with nothing. Because that's when you have no money, you don't have nothing, you're butt naked. That's what I like to say. You're butt naked. So, food for thought. If you need a budget, if you need my budget simulator, hit me up. I got it for you. I'll give it to you. No worries. All right, everybody, let's get into it. Time for, you know what it is, interesting news. News. What we got today? Let's see. Get out of my way. All right. New York workers. Hey, let's hip hip hooray. Get out of my way. New York workers, commuters rejoice over Trump axing of congestion pricing toll. I'm ecstatic. Now, let's not act like this is going to go away. Like, they might put this stuff back in place. Working class New Yorkers rejoiced Wednesday as the congestion pricing was axed by Trump administration, saying the much-loved driving toll was a big financial burden. I'm ecstatic. Paul Ben, who owns a plumbing business in Brooklyn, nobody needs this. No one needs this. Everyone has high inflation they're dealing with already. Bailey says he spent thousands of dollars on tolls since the controversial fee to drive Manhattan below 60th Street when it went into effect 6 weeks ago, in part because plumbers have on-the-job equipment that required to drive to work. U.S. Department of Transportation Federal Highway Administration announced Wednesday that it had terminated the approval of the program, which aimed to reduce traffic and travel time, raising billions for the MTA. The transit agency quickly responded by suing to keep the toll in place. You already know they were going to do that. The scheme, which went into effect January 5th, irked many blue-collar folks who said that they need their vehicles for their jobs or taking public transit doubles and commuting kind. Yeah, I've been on New York train. Train sucks. Sometimes train gets stuck and don't move fast. Train sucks. We are relieved. I've been fighting at the end of the day. We can't keep pushing the burden of small business, Larry said. Zoe, who owns a small trucking company. I mean, yeah, it's tough. It is tough. Firefighters, cops, and other ordinary workers said for months they simply can't afford the toll, which was approved by 2019 state law and later backed by Governor Kathy Hochul. She won't be back. As the beginning, police officers shouldn't have to be forced to dig deeper into their own pockets just to justify report for duty. Police Benevolent Associates President Parker Hurry said in a statement Wednesday, the congestion tax is just one more factor driving talented police officers away from NYPD at the same time and at least can afford it. What about people, just regular business owners? Everybody's going to have to raise the prices on things because, look, if I'm having to pay a $9 tax to get in, I got to raise the toll. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not for Trump, but, hey, this is one policy that works. But at the same time, he's still firing everybody. I'm not for that. Everybody's losing their jobs. I'm not for that. Not for that. So, if you are in New York, you got to win today. Hopefully, this does stay in place. So you guys don't have to pay that $9 tax. I wasn't for it. I don't think it's fair. I think it hurts more people than it helps. And they weren't about to do nothing with them trains anyway. You've been to New York? They were not about to do anything with them damn trains. So the trains ain't about to do nothing. Trains been around for 100 years and they're going to keep running it the same way they're running. All right. Let's move to the next story. Trump weighed in on Doge dividend to send taxpayers checks with saved funds. Here's how much Americans can get. President Trump said Wednesday that he's considering returning 20% of the savings from Elon Musk's Department of Government's initiative to directly to taxpayers, potentially putting thousands of dollars in pockets of Americans struggling under record inflation. Where's it at? I think it said it was going to be like $5,000. It's unclear precisely how much Doge has saved to date, but Musk has stated their goal is $1 trillion in annual costs. Cuts as his 100-person team blazes through the federal bureaucracy. Well, they're getting paid, effectively closing some major agencies, mass firings of employees, and canceling contracts. Now, me personally, I don't agree with this. I don't think you should be firing people. Just give other people $5,000, but it doesn't say $5,000. Let's see, 9,000. Where does it say how much money people gonna get? Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, owner of X, says he plans to lead the fiscal overhaul for about 4 months. Fishback, the advocate of a Doge dividend, argues that $2 trillion savings over 2 years would amount for roughly $25,000 per taxpayer. They are not giving you $25,000. The proposed 20% dividend amount would lead to $5,000 per taxpayer. The 25 would be nice, but I know now I can give it to you. Musk tweeted Wednesday that hasn't endorsed a specific amount dividend, which mentioned it would take time to form a lower tax bill. So what do y'all think about that? What would you do? You're taking the money. If he does give you a $25, if we get $5,000 back, are you taking it? You leaving it? What are you going to do with that money? Now, a lot of people, I already know, a lot of people will go out there and buy BS and give the money right back. So I'm not really sold on this. 5,000 taxpayers, some people gonna get that money right back in clothes and crap. You should invest that money. Now you get $5,000 back from the government. You got the best thing. Cheap not broke. Telling you first. You should invest that money. You definitely should invest that money. Buy you some stocks so it can make money for you over time. Because a lot of people have never gotten a $5,000 check at one time ever in their life. So, if you do get that kind of money, you definitely want to invest it. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to be that, but we'll find out. We will find out what's it going to be. We'll find out. And, oh man, that's not it. One more, I had another story for you. Another story for y'all. What other story at? Sports betting business downfall. These Whoa. McDonald's to let white students apply for Latino scholarships after DEI lawsuit. Hey, man, look, I don't want to get in that. I don't want to talk about that. That might piss me off. But where's my other story at? But we got a lot of stories. The some state car. Oh yeah, here we go. Southwest. This is all going. Southwest lay off 50% of corporate staff amid rising Wall Street pressure / cost. What I'm not just talking about. What if you lose your job? You work for Southwest. It can happen. Southwest cut 50% of its corporate workforce as it tries to rapidly reduce overhead costs and become a leaner company. The airline said layoffs primarily target corporate overhead and leadership positions, including senior leadership and directors' roles. In total, 1,750 jobs will be affected, including 11 senior leadership positions, as the carrier strives to build a leaner and more agile organization under transportational plan. We are at a pivotal moment as we transform Southwest last night into a leaner, faster, more efficient airline. Listen, aren't they leaner with the FAA? Look what that's doing. I don't know about that. I don't know about this. Southwest said that most of the separation will be completed by the end of the second fiscal quarter and will result in the company approximately $210 million saving fiscal year 2025 for $300 million. The company expects to incur $60 million or $80 million in costs related to severance payouts and post-employment benefits in the first quarter of the fiscal year. Southwest made substantial changes to rein costs, particularly after activist investor Elliott Investor Management took a $2 billion stake in the carrier and subsequently called the airline to take actions such as leadership changes to improve financial performance. This is why, you go in public, these people own your company, they tell you what the hell to do. Last month, the company announced that it will be halting certain corporate events and pausing some of their hiring, most summer internships, and through plans of honor offers that were already made. Bottom line is, these people are trying to save money, but they're already making billions of dollars. What money are you saving? What money are you saving? Here's another thing. People laying people off. It's February. It's already February. Laying people off. So what's the layoffs? Let's go to layoffs. Southwest layoffs. JP Morgan starts its first round of layoffs. Chevron slashing up to 8K jobs, much as 20% of the workforce. Meta lays off 4,000 workers. Boeing warns after hundreds of layoffs. Come on, man. LA Times offers buyouts to staffers who have worked 2 years or more. Walmart axing hundreds of jobs, closing office as more white-collar workers asked to relocate. Estee Lauder sinks 20% on weekly quarter submission, slash up to 7% of jobs. Google offers voluntary buyouts to ensure workers. Everybody's losing their jobs, man. The unemployment rate is going to be crazy. The unemployment line is going to look like people trying to go buy Jordans. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Take care of your money. You got to get lean. They getting lean. You got to get lean too. I don't trust much. If the people get $5 how much did he make? Oh, he made billions. If he gets $5K, he's made billions of dollars. Don't get it twisted. If Musk made that, he's making way more than that. They pocketing the money. Now, like I said, a lot of people are going to take that $5,000 and go piss it away. They're not going to do the right thing with that money. A lot of people don't understand money well enough to do the right thing. They're going to go buy crap. But if you are in this situation, you got to cut back. You got to cut back on what you're doing. You got to cut back. You can't be out here spending all your money being all frivolous. I just went through like 6 companies laying people off. You don't want to be laid off and laid out on the street. You don't. And they're cutting back on government programs. There may not even as many programs to help you. You got to take care of yourself. Start saving a little more money. Put a little more money away. Save 10 to 20% of your income. When you get paid, instead of going to do this paying bills, put some money away for a rainy day. It's going to rain. It always rains. Dad used to tell me this all the time. Malcolm, you got to save some money for a rainy day. It's going to rain. He's always telling me that, and he's right. It's rained several times, but I keep my umbrella, which is made out of money. Your umbrella's made out of money or a rainy day. Got to keep your rainy day fund. Yeah, you can invest in all that, but you pull that money out, you got to pay taxes on it. You don't got to put money. You ain't got to pay no taxes on your rainy day fund. And then you put your money in the money market and let it grow some money for you. So your rainy day fund should be earning interest for you. So don't just put it in a regular savings account or a checking account. Put it in a high yield savings account. Not that that's going to penalize you because you don't want to have to pay penalties to pull that money out. Just get your money market and let that money draw some interest for you. That's what you got to do. That's what you want to do. Be smart. Be smart. Don't be a retard. I didn't say have the retard. Retard. It's a fruit. It's a fruit. Be smart about it. Like, yeah, the government, they're making all kind of money. It's going to get hard out here for people. It's going to come early. Winter's going to be, winter time is coming now. Winter's going to be winter in July, June, especially if you lose your job. Put some money away. Pay off that debit card. Pay off that credit card. Learn to eat at home. Find some free activities, some free fun. You don't need to go out drinking every weekend. You don't need to go out and do all this stuff. You don't need to buy no clothes. Figure out how you can enjoy yourself and your time and your family without spending a whole lot of money. Cut back. You got to cut back. Tighten your belt up, as they say. Tighten your belt up. If you're watching right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I only got 3 likes right now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for your boy. I need that. We're on the way to 20,000 subscribers, and we need every subscription. It helps. If you've been to Cheap Not Broke, Cheap Not Broke is down right now. I'm working on getting the website back up. Got some technical difficulties going on. But if you want to get some merch, hit me up directly. I can still get it out to you. So, there you have it. There you have it. Times are getting tough. Times are getting hard. You can manage, though. You can make it through because there's something better on the horizon for you. If you get laid off, just know there's something else out there. And you can never apply for all the jobs. There's more jobs out here than people. Remember that. Keep the faith and update your resume. Update that resume because you never know when you're going to need it. Add the skill set that you know. Some people don't fit. They don't update their resume enough. Update your resume with your new skill set because you never know when you're going to need it. Update it. Add some new things that you've done on there. Add some things that can help you get to the next position. Do these things, you'll be all right. America's a resilient place, and so are Americans. We've been here before. We'll be back again. But one thing is for sure, you got your money taken care of, and you can ride it on out. You can ride off into the sunset, but you can't ride off into the sunset with no gas. You need some fuel, gas, okay? Pay attention. Pay attention to what your company is doing. You never know when this is going to happen. You never know when they're going to have layoffs. You just don't know. You just don't know. You don't want to be caught out here butt naked if this happens. Okay? People are paying for private school, daycare for their kids, sending kids to college, all this stuff. And you lose your health care maybe a month afterwards. So you got to figure out what you're going to do about health care. Because some people can't afford to lose their health care. They got a lot going on. And your doctor's not going to take you just off pro bono. He's going to want to see that insurance card. And they'll probably stop dealing with you when your insurance runs out. I'm trying to tell you what's going to happen. So you got to be smart. Be smart with your money. Budget your money. Save your money. And prepare for the worst. It may never happen, but you want to be prepared. Right? I keep an umbrella in my trunk. It don't rain all that much in California. But when it rains, it's not ideal. And I got an umbrella. I'm ready for it. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Okay? That's my advice to you. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. All right? Nobody's safe. No job is safe unless you sign a contract and they got to pay you out the rest of your salary or the rest of the contract's worth. Nobody's safe. And I always leave you with this. The internet connects you with every human being on earth. Use the internet some way, somehow. Start an online company, online business, something. Start something so you can maintain and weather the storm. You don't have to have the physical product to sell goods and services online. And remember, you can only sell 8 units of your time. 8 hours a day is only 8 units. Now, you might be making, let's say you make $300 a day working 8 hours a day. You can sell something $300 for 1 unit and be making way more money. So be smart. Don't put yourself in a bad spot. And yeah, I'm hoping everybody's okay. Be safe flying. It's a little dangerous out here. Be safe. Okay? They fired everybody. That's what this problem is. DUI my ass. You fired everybody. That's what you get. And last but not least, Delta is offering. Delta had a situation where their plane flipped over. They're offering $30,000. Would you take the money? Would you take the $30,000 or go to court? Now, remember, if you go to court, you got to have some lawyers. Lawyers cost money. Or are you going to take the $30,000? What are you going to do? I think you have to figure out what financial situation you're in. $30,000 can change some people's lives. Some $30,000 ain't doing nothing for some people. So realize what situation you're in and figure out what you're going to do. All right, this has been the Wednesday Rant. I'm your host, Malcolm. We'll be back tomorrow night with some more show. for you. What are we talking about? I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out by tomorrow. I tell you that much. All right? Remember, live life at your price. Head over to Patreon. I can use some more subscription on Patreon. Subscribe to YouTube. Follow on Instagram. Follow on Twitch. If anybody's watching from Twitch right now, what's up? If you're watching on YouTube, what's up? Thank you, everybody. And remember, go to my Facebook page and like Cheap Not Broke, because I cannot go live on Facebook page again until I get 200 people who like the page. So please, if you can go live on my Facebook page, that would be very, very helpful. I would appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back tomorrow night. Same time, same place, same brand. Cheap Not Broke. All right? Remember, live life at your price. It's whatever you want it to be. And have some cash reserves. Please have a couple months rent put up. Before you think about going to do anything, having some fun, take care of business. Have some money set aside in case something goes down. I'll see y'all tomorrow.